Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Fitness Education Series produced by the Australian Fitness Academy. It's like progressive overload for your brain. I'm your host, Tom Rock, and in today's episode I'm going to talk about the benefits of trying different programs or trying new programs. And I think it's an important part of being a good personal trainer or a fitness instructor, and if you're currently studying your Cert 3 and 4, jumping on and trying different programs is a really good idea, and we'll just go through some of the benefits today. And it's something I think you can do to sort of assist in developing your exercise prescription knowledge and giving yourself more tools, which is going to help individualize your programs to each client as an individual. I think it's easy to get stuck in the trap of prescribing programs that you like following yourself and giving them to the clients because you enjoy them, so you naturally gravitate towards prescribing them and putting your clients on similar programs, which is nothing wrong with that. It can work out well because you're comfortable with the movements, the exercises, you know how it is, but it's good to have a wide variety of experience in completing programs, so you've got more tools to pass on and give to clients depending on their circumstances, their situation, or their goals. So I think there's lots of benefits to trying new programs. I talk a lot about how it's important to stick to a program if you're looking to progress, increase strength, hypertrophy, weight loss, whatever it is. You've got to stick to something consistently. But if you are in that phase of trying to learn and develop your skills and your experience, trying different programs is great. You want to stick to them for probably at least 4 to 6 weeks, I think, to get an idea of how they feel and the pros and cons of them, I guess. But it is a great thing to do. So whether you get there's lots of different programs online, obviously, for purchase and things like that from fitness professionals. Make sure you're getting some sort of a qualified look into who it is and consider the program and where it's coming from. But definitely try a few different programs, I think. So things that you'll find are different in programs, obviously, training frequency. So is it a different split? So if you've never done full body training, do full body 3 times a week. Try a full body program. If you've never done an upper lower split, try an upper lower split program. If there's any other splits out there that you think are beneficial and may be readily prescribed or are backed by scientific literature, I guess, is probably a good one. Give them a try. If you see a program and you think it doesn't look that great, you don't have to try it, obviously, but consider why you might do more sets or less sets or more reps or less reps. What's the intensity? Get a feel for all these different things. So intensity is another one that can change. Have you done programs where you're doing sets of, say, 12 to 15 reps? Have you done programs where you're sort of in the 6 to 8 to 10 rep range with training close to failure? Have you done more of a strength emphasized program where you're doing sets of 3 or 4 but probably higher intensity with long rest periods? What does that feel like? Having a feel for all these things allows you to prescribe it better. So you understand that if I'm doing sets of 3, for example, a minute and a half rest is probably not going to help, and it's going to impact my ability to complete the next set. So all these different things play a big part. Trying new programs also potentially gives you experience on new exercise or implementing new exercises over a period of time, so you can practice them, get better at them, and then learn to see how they feel and how they develop. So we can definitely practice exercises once, but putting in a program really allows you to get the hang of it and then start to increase the weight a little bit on it, and you'll hopefully see a little bit of effort in your own training, but gives you that experience to prescribe those exercises and sort of teach your client to go through the process because you've gone through the same process as well. So I think trying a new program is a really important step, not only when you're learning, but continually develop things. If you see something out there, put it into your program, like I suggest with exercise. If you see a new exercise, try get it into a program. You can practice it, work on it, develop it, so you know when or how you would prescribe it to a client. And it's the same premise with trying a program. If you've stuck to the same program for a long period of time, or you've been prescribing the same programs for a long period of time, try it on yourself first, and then potentially if it has good effect, if it feels good, you can then look to prescribe to a client in the right circumstances potentially. But it's sort of similar to exercise. It's generally hard to prescribe an exercise and coach an exercise if you've never done the exercise yourself. And I think it's similar philosophy with a program. It's hard to prescribe a specific program if you've never followed a similar structure to yourself. So if I'm prescribing a full body, it's good for me to know what that feels like. So if I'm giving you a session worth of exercises and I've never done that session, I don't know if it's too hard, is it doable, um, or is it just almost unachievable? So if I've got an exercise session where there's 10 exercises and each exercise I'm doing for 3 or 4 sets, it's going to probably be a 2 hour session and very, very fatiguing. If I've never really done the session, sometimes it's hard to tell what it feels like. And the same thing goes with aerobic training and conditioning drills and things like that, intervals, all that sort of stuff. Unless you've done it yourself, you don't know how it's generally going to feel and how to prescribe it correctly. So, yeah, try different programs, try different exercise combinations. Potentially a little bit of exercise order stuff can be manipulated too, and you'll see a lot of different stuff out there. So, try things. It's a really good way to get experience and see what works for you and see what you think works. Obviously, relate the programs to what you're learning and how exercise prescription principles. But yeah, definitely experience different programs. So what I'll do, in the description of this podcast, I'll put a link to probably one of the program I'm following currently, which is sort of a 3 day a week program. So I'm doing one upper body session, one lower body session, and one full body session. Just something a little bit different. So each muscle group training roughly twice per week. Have a look at it. It'll have the sets in there. The reps and the weight are all free, so you can play around with what sets, what reps or sets you potentially change to. But change the rep ranges. But that just gives you something potentially to follow, and I think consistency is key. But yeah, again, if you do it, it's at your own risk. So yeah, just be safe, be careful. Don't need to push it too hard. But yeah, just an option. So if you've stuck to the same program for a while, want to try something different, see what this one. Again, the exercises aren't that out there, so you've probably done a lot of it before, but it might be a slightly different structure than what you've tried. But yeah, any feedback, let me know. But if you've tried a few different programs, send me an email. Let me know what your sort of favorite split is. What programs have you sort of tried and then realized it's not for you, or that it's not something you would prescribe? I'd love that sort of insight, because there's definitely a lot of programs out there that you might do a few sessions of and then realize, well, that session's not what I thought it was potentially. So really good idea to try sessions. But yeah, send me an email if you've had any experiences with sessions that you've done that you thought were easier or harder than you thought, or programs you followed that you wouldn't probably do again. Love hearing some insight into what programs you guys enjoy following. And yeah, we can keep the discussion going for sure. So if you've got any questions or thoughts on this, please send an email to tom@afa.com.au, or if you do have a look at the program that's linked in the description, let me know your thoughts. If you have a go at it, let me know how you think the sessions went. But yeah, keep in touch. If you've got any other topics or questions you'd like me to discuss in the podcast, guys, get in touch as well. Other than that, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon.